بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحي اهلا بكم احبتي في درس جديد وحلقه جديده من معالجه البيانات الاساسيه. اليوم سنوضح المزيد من الشفرات البرمجيه والمزيد من المدخلات البرمجيه لاستخدام الادوات التي قارناها او الادوات التي اوضحناها مسبقا بفضل الله تعالى. And then we've got the most gracious, most also state we are again here in lecture mostly associated to the inputs visualization, mostly associated to the input visualization as well as the output clarification. As you can see right here for next, as well as the entire tools previously distributed or previously clarified exactly here will be used exactly to enter codes or even to input certain source code, programming source code exactly here in the Visual Basic languages, or how to deal, or the way to deal, indicating or pretty much disambiguating or even clarifying or visualizing the way to deal with the Visual Basic in case we have a laptop here, pretty much responding to Visual Basic commands. As you can see right here, this is 1, exercise 4, next, elementary data processing, the lecture 4, the 4 article 4.1, as you can see right here, the exercise 4, next, 1, read ABC. The ABC are valued here and put exactly by using the keyboard right into the computer direction dealing with it exactly in the language of Basic, or Visual Basic. For M equals A to B. From M equals to A to B, step C. Let's use the function here will be taken as C, as you can see right here. So the compiled figure illustrates the output form or the output formalism, or the way that output is going to be, or the way that the output is going to be. As you can see from N equals A to B, step C, P equals N times B, pretend dot, as you can see from here, between comma or comma times, as you can see from B, or dot B dot, double comma for the, or as you can see from the double dash for the equal dot P, for the equal dot P. Next N. Per n, or have next n, recurrent n, or recurrent n, or even repeat n, or frequent n. Frequently n will be exactly repeated in a certain interval of time until the exact same stabilization, or until the exact same question stipulated amount or value exactly states or implies. As you can see for the data 1, 10, 3. 1, 10, 3 exactly for the ABC respectively, as you can see for you, end, or conclude. The output of this program exactly will be in the following form. 1 times 10 equals to 10. 4 times 10 equal to 40. 7 times 10 equal to 70. Times is going to be T times is the multiplication process to be done exactly by the N and B, by the N valued as well as the B exactly as you can see right here. The N in this case 1, 4, 7, 10 respectively, as well as the B will be in this case a P region. So the P will equal to the following P. P is the outputs. The outputs of 10, 40, 70, 100. 10, 40, 70, 100. Or 70, 40, 60, 100. As you can see, this is anticipated, or it stands for exactly here, or due to the B. Due to the P, as you can see. This is due to, as you can see, the outputs are due to the P, rather, as you can see right from here. So, the 1, 4, 7, 10, just like I said here, respectively, will be considered as the 1, 10, 3, as well as the ABC, respective data, or respective inputs in the form of variables of ABC, as you can see right from here. So, the 10, 10, 10, 10, or in case of 10, 10 is given like the B or constant valued variable to be exerted or to be included exactly, or to be comprised by the following source code. They're actually entering here the Visual Basic languages to exactly to Visual Basic as a Visual Basic component to be exerted, or even exactly to be input, or to be included, or to be introduced exactly to the computer to do certain task, such as the task we're about to visualize, or such as the task we're visualizing right now. As you can see, as we speak, the times task. Times is multiplication, multiplication. 7 times 10 or 7 dot 10, or even 7 cross 10, or even 7 multiplied by 10 equals to 70. 10 multiplied by 10 equals to 100, equal to cent يعني 100. As you can see, we're from exercise 2 here for n equals to 1 to 5. Read A, print A, and next n. N is the constant value. It could be considered for the all 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 values, as you can see from here for the next 10 data 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and conclude. So output will be in this following form. So for N, 1 to 5, 1 recurrent, and just keep counting. From 1 to 5, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So read N, print A, and read A, print A, and next N exactly. Data 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 4, as you can see over here. So that will be in the following form. So the data input exactly indicates that only the even set of numbers, or the even set of numbers are only stipulated. Or the set of numbers is only stipulated, as you can see over here. So the output, just like we visualized, will be in the following form. Third step of the procedure, or the third code here to be exactly considered as a print states of n double dash, as you can see, or the double comma, n dot, n double comma, n to the power n, or up to 2. N to the power 2, or n up to 2 double comma dot SQR. So SQR is pretty much equals, or even stands for the code, or even stands for the command of square root. square root the double comma square root of n. SQR the square root يعني جذر تربيعي n. Square root of n as you can see will be exactly a bracket between two following comma, two following dashed comma as you can see for n equals 1 to 4. Print n. Whereas this, as you can see, this the dot or even the comma in between n and n up to, as you can see, it will be considered in this case whereas n up to 2 is qr or n up to 2 whereas sqr n as you can see from you. Next and conclude. And in this case will be following n will be given the following form, or n will be given by the following set of amounts, or even the following set of figures 1, 2, 3, 4, and up to will be in this case 1, 2, 1, 4, 9, 16. 1, 4, 9, 16. So SQR for the 1 equal 1. So the SQR or the square root of n exactly here for the 2 equal to 1.4 or equal to the approximate amount of 41,400 or 414,214. The square root of n, as you can see from the square root of n here for the n value of 3 indicates 1.732,051. 4, 16, 2. 4, 16, 2. For the 4, exactly the square root of the in the following amount as indicated right here for you. 4. The article 4. Article 4 stipulates exactly the commands are given here exactly for the CLS. A4 we have B10 and we have C2. As you can see running for the n equals to A to B step C. The function will be taken in this case is step C. We can jump to step C or exactly jump to step C at each iteration, or the step C would be considered in this case as an iteration here to jump right for. Iteration to jump right for exactly to the subsequent amount or the subsequent accommodation or figural or subsequent figure accommodation exactly here, such as from 1 to 4. For W or from 2 to 4. For W equal to 1 to 4, as you can see, P equals to the task given exactly by the P command. P command compels the computer exactly as you can see right from here to calculate the following multiplication process indicated by the n times W. Print n, whereas the times here the task we're about to give or the task we're about to compel the computer to stick right with. Here the times will be exactly between two commas dashed dash W dash between two comma equals to P. P as you can see right from here will be equal in this case to the 6, 12, 18, 24 or 4, 8, 12, 16 or 8, 16, 24, 32 or 10, 20, 30 as indicated right by the following scheduled figures as you can see right from here, or the scheduled multiplication process or multiplication task as indicated right here for you by the following table or by the following output considerations. The following output considerations. So the print n dash times between the two commas, as you can see, two commas times dash W dash 2 commas equal to P. P as indicated just like the third line or the third row or even the third column of the multiplication process will be the output or the arithmetic output other than the digital output. The digital output will be in the following formalism. The digital output will be in the following formality as you can see from here. Concludes or even include or even exactly indicates or stands for the entire values illustrated by the following table, right literally distributed or literally clarified as you can see right from here. Literally يعني جانبيا موضح جانبيا or clarified exactly by the accompanied figure or by the accompanied considerations. The digital output, the arithmetic output as a result for the times multiplication process conduction or multiplication process performance. This will be in this case a P. P indicates stands for the values of 4, 8, 12, 16 and 6, 12, 18, 24 and 8, 16, 24, 32 and 10, 20, 30. Next, W print, next, and conclude the program. Or conclude, not the program, conclude the task you'll be given. That will be the following case: 4 times 1 equals 4, and 4 times 2 equals to 8, and 4 times 3 equals to 12, and 4 times 4 equals to 16 in this case. 6 times 1 equals to 6, and 6 times 2 equals to 12, and 6 times 3 equals to 18, and 6 by 4 equals to 24, and 8 times 1 equals to 8, 8 by 2 equals to 16, 8 by 3 equals to 24, and 8 by 4 equals to 32, and so on. And so on. As well as here for 10, 10 schedule indicates as follows, or indicates the following: 10 times 1 or 10 by 1 equals to 10, 10 by 2 equals 20, 10 by 3 equals to 30, as well as the 10 by 4 equal to 40 in the same manner. Article of the input introduction here, introduction by the commands of using for next, exactly in the same manner. So as you can see, by lecture 4 indicated exactly 5 article 5th article X is equal to is indicated one as you can see what before you. So the S will be accounted, or the S will be the counter here. S the counter, يعني S العداد. For n equal to 1 to 6, read A. Print A dash S equal to S plus A. All you have to do is just add a step of A or add iteration step of A exactly at each summation, at each iteration to the subsequent value, or even to the subsequent value, يعني القيمة اللاحقة, at each iteration to the subsequent value, or even add the following upcoming value right after the S. Right after each of S you get what right after each S you get. Next n, print D. which is here, the total. Total S will be exactly the total amount of the total amount of the counter performance for the entire task, or for the entire amount of figures given in the question, or given exactly in the article 5 example for n equal 1 to 6. For the entire amounts included between, or even pretty much comprised between 1 to 6. Print the total. Total S will be exactly the total iteration, or the total summation of S, exactly by adding each step of iteration at a time to get a new S, a whole new different S, such as this S, the arithmetic output of S after each iteration of A to the S counter, or even to the successor S counter value. To the successor S counter value. Print total S, data 5, 9, minus 3, 7, 12, 8, and conclude. The output will be in the following form: 8, 12, 7, minus 3, 9, 5, total will be 38. The counter indicates 38 as total, the entire amount of total, after combining the 8 and 12 and 7 and minus 3 and 9 and 5 in the same manner. As you can see right from here. We're just going to have to move right on to the 6th article, or the 6th input task here, to visualize the follows. Write a program to print even numbers, or even write a program here to print the even figures up to 20 and find the total. CLS, total, CLS is code. Code for which basic total, exactly as you can see right from here, indicated by the following valued amount, as you can see right from here, by the following figure, as you can see right from here. The total will be indicated then or subsequently by S, just like predecessor example stipulates. For I equal to indicate amount, as you can see right from here, to 20. Step 2. The step 2, or the iteration 2, will be taken as A. Total equal to total plus I. Total equal to total plus I, or S equal to S plus I. I will be here the step of 2, or the iteration of 2, as you can see for each value of the counter. Print I dot, or print I dash. Print I, and next time print total is total. Print total is total between 2 commas, as you can see for here. Dot total. 2 commas. This is a comma and this is double dash. This is comma and this is double dash. Dash total. And then conclude. The total will be in the following form: 20, 18, 16, 14, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 0. As you can see for you. Total is 110. Total after countering the entire value, or the entire figures given from the indicated amount, as you can see for you, till 20, step of 2. In step of 2, or even exactly comprised by increased by a step of iteration of 2, or a step of iteration of 2, as you can see from you, will be combined all together and will be resulting all yields to the total amount, or total amount of the figures counted of 110. 7. Use for next loop in a program here, and the program to calculate the sum of the first n term of the series. As you can see in front of the series, is given as follows. As you can see in front of here, this is a series of fractional function, or the series of a fractional expression will be exactly required to calculate the values of the amounts for k and n, exactly here in the same manner. For k and n, both of them in the same time. They execute, and then execute the program for n equal to 4 and n equal to 20. All you have to do is find the summation exactly right for the fractional expression given by the following summation moduli, as you can see right here. Then we're just gonna have to execute the program for n to 4 and n 20 by giving n, or by giving a valued expression, or a valued figure here for the n and n. For n and n both, 4 and 20. Selection of n will be in this case of 4 for 4 and 20. Then calculate the value of summation for n, 4 and 20. Solution. Input. Enter the number of terms n equals 2, enter the number of terms between 2 double dash, to counter dash equals, in this case, 2 dash n. S equals to the following, as you can see for you, be considered the counter, or be taken as a counter for k equals 1 to n. S equal to s plus 1 up to k times k, 1 up to k times k, 2 up to k, as you can see for you. The next k, or iterate k, or even a frequent k, or even repeat k. Print the summation of the series is the summation of the series between two commas equals the summation of the series equals between 2 commas dash s dot s, the summation of the series after the given, or after calculating the loop, after calculating by using the counter techniques, as well as the loop of for and next, or for the next loop. And conclude. And the output will be in the following form. Enter the number of the terms 4. The summation of the series is equals to 0, 125. Enter the number of the terms in the 20, in case we have the 20, and here, in case we have a 20 value then. So the summation in this case will be, the summation of the series exactly here, in this case will be exactly indicated the following value amount of 0.222. write the basic program here to evaluate basic language program, of course, to evaluate the following series function. Series function given by the cosinusoidal function of x, as you can see, equal to the summation of 1i x 2 up to I to up to 2i factorial, or the factorial 2i, as you can see right here. The I from the indicated amount, as you can see right here, till the nth value of the series, or nth value of the entire Latin modulo, as you can see, as given here, exactly indicated for the summation for the fractional expression given as 1i or x 2i 2i factorial. Solution: input x and n. X and n are variables here considered are given by the coefficient of the function here, and the left hand side of the equation by x, indicated by x, as you can see from the x denotation here. So the input x as variable here for the consusoidal function, as well as the n here, as you can see from here, the n for the entire amount of the summation moduli. For I equals from the indicated amount, as you can see from here, till n. I here, as you can see from the indicated amount, as you can see from here, till n exactly. For f1, f equals 1. For j equals 1, 2. 2 up to I. For j equals 1, 2 up to I. It's for x. F equals f times j. F times j. So the f will begin, or will commence exactly, will start exactly with 1. Will begin exactly with 1. Then we're just going to have to iterate the f by the value of g. We're just going to iterate the f, or we're just going to have to frequent or even repeat the f by the value of g, as you can see for each step of this procedure. Next j, repeat j. Cosine equals to cosine. Cosine is going to be like the same here in the Visual Basic language, or the as Visual Basic expression here, to command the computer or to compel the computer to do the task you're actually aiming to. Cosine equals to cosine plus 1 up to I times x up to 2i f. F in this case will be a 2i factorial. In this case, there will be 2i factorial. F in this case will be 2i factorial, as you can see right here. So the x up to 2i, and the f will be in this case to 2i factorial. Next I. Print cosine function as indication here as a cosinusal function for the variable of x, given exactly here in the commencement of the following program, or the following code. Input xn. X is given as a variable exactly for the cosinusal function in the left hand side of the equation, given in the left hand side of the equation, as you can see right here. Then we're just going to have to print the cosine here at a time. Conclude and end. 9. Write the basic program to evaluate the following series function. Exponential x, x1 to 1, plus x squared, 2 factorial, plus x cubic, 3 factorial, plus all for entire variable of x, or even entire variable of x values from the minus infinity to infinity, as you can see right from here. So the solution in this case will be input x and n, exactly because we have a value, or even just because we have a series or sequential expression for the entire exponential function, as you can see right from this exponential function, or this is the exponent form by using the series techniques, or by using the power series techniques. This is the power series for the exponential x. This is the power series for the exponential x، يعني المتسلسل الأساسية أو متسلسل القوى. الدالة الأسية. The power series here for the exponent, or the functional exponent, or the exponential x function. Solution: input x and n. Both variables of x and n are distributed exactly by here, as you can see right from here, by the following n for the factorials, as well as the x here exactly indicated, or even given by the exponential function in the left hand side of the equation, or by the right hand side of the equation in the numerator of the fractions, a fractional application, or a fractional expression, as you can see right from here. So x plus x squared 2 factorial plus x cubic 3 factorials, and so on. For I equals to indicate what is to n f1, f equals 1, this case 1. F will be considered the factorial here, will be taken. For j equals 1 to I. F, repeat, or f incorrect, or iterate to f by the j value, or by the j value, as you can see from here. F equals to f by j, or f times j. Next j. Exponential in this case will be exponential plus x up to if. So just like we said, the f will be considered in this case as a factorial for entire figures, as indicated right here before you. For the entire amounts, as indicated right here before you. The next I, and print exponential function that we're actually aiming to here, and conclude then afterwards. 10. Write the basic programming to evaluate the following series function. Series function is given by the sine x, same as the procedure as the predecessor stipulates, as the predecessor example stipulates. Same as the procedure. Exactly, same as the procedure. Sine x, the sine of the function integral for the variable x given in the right and the left hand side of the equation equals to the summation moduli from I to the indicated value, as you can see from right up to n, or right to n. N value, any arbitrary or any stochastic n value, as you can see from here, to n up to I, or 1 up to I, or 1i x 2i plus 1, or 2i factorial. To 2i, or x 2i plus 1, 2i factorial. Solution in this case, we're just going to have to insert a whole new constant, or a whole new counter here in the form of k. This is the k new counter here to be inserted, or to be introduced exactly in the following source-coded procedure that we're actually performing here to find the value of the sinusoidal function given here for the variable, or in the favor of the variable x. to find the sinusoidal function value expressed or exactly given by the following modular expression or the summation modular expression. K equal to the indicated modulus from here. Then we just have to input the values of x variable and the nth variable as indicated. The nth in this case, or the f in this case, will be taken as the x, as the I. For I equals to 1 to n, step 2. The iteration will be in this case 2. Step 2. Step 2. And for I, for the entire I as a case of this, the I will be equal to 1, the commencement or the initial valued given, as initial valued amount or the initial valued figure exactly given here for the I to begin with, or even to start even with, to n. Nth step 2, the unit step function example, unit step function or even the iteration of 2. At the iteration of 2, all you have to just count from I equals to 1 till n, till the nth value, to just like we said, any stochastic value of the following submational series. F equals 1 in this case for j equals 1 to I, f equals to f times j, next j, sine equal to sine plus 1 up to k times x up to I, or times x up to I as a case for you, f. K in this case will be k plus 1. Next I print sine, the sinusoidal function we actually aiming to here, and then conclude. Dim expression. Article 4.2 illustrates the dim expression. Syntax. Dim z, and where z is the highest subscript in the list. We can usually get 10 or 11 elements here on the list. If we want longer list, we simply notify the computer that compile the computer exactly that we wish to specify a grade of dimension for our lists. يعني إذا كنا نريد قائمة من 10 إلى 11 عنصر بالقائمة، يعني 10 11 قائمة من 10 11 عنصر، يجب أن إذا كنا نريد قوائم أطول مثلا 12 13 14 عنصر مثلا 13 14 we simply notify the computer. يجب أن نشعر الكمبيوتر بأننا نرغب بالمزيد أو بتحديد قيمة أكثر من 20 للقائمة التي نرغب بها. For example, here, as you can see right here, just for example, for size, the dime engine, the dimension A 24, the B 55, and the L 33. Dimensions 3 lists. The A list has 24 as its highest subscript, as you can see right here, as well as the B has 75 as the highest subscript, as well as the L has 33 as the highest subscript for the L list, or the L's list. You may dimension as many lists as will fit on, or as will fit in one line, as you can see right here. We're going backward, we just have to go backward to our example here to arrange the list L, as you can see right here, by the 60, or by the 6, 19, 28, 20, minus 32, 74, 19, 28, 33, 43. 10 rim, we are arranging the number, or arranging the amount here from the greatest to small, as you can see right here, from greatest to the indicated statement, as you can see right here. This statement indicates pretty much, or it stands for pretty much the source code we're about to visualize exactly here. This consists the entire matters about the exact same source code we're about to input to the computer to deal with a certain task we're about to, or a certain task we're about to solve, or a certain task exactly you're about to get right through. 10 rim, 20, dimension for L 10, 3, 4, 30, for X, as you can see from 4 here, the command will be exact as 4, will be exactly used as 4, as you can see from front here. Okay, from X equal to 1 to 10. 40, read LX. Same list as we indicated before, so we're just gonna have to use the LX here as for size here, or as an example here for entire visualized source code we're about to input. So the LX will be used. As you can see by the 40, read LX. But for the place of repeat LX, as you can see from the 50 in the case of next X. Repeat X. As that as will be given as follows, exactly given, or even exactly visualized, or stands for, or exactly will be given as follows, as it is, as they are exactly stipulated by the list A, or as they are exactly stated or implied by the list A, just like we stated in the literature paragraph, or in the literature digitalized paragraph, as we already, or as we already visualized, or as we already said and talked about. Data. Talked about data 6, 19, 28, 20, minus 32, 74, 10, 19, 28, 23, 43. 70. The 70 steps actually indicates the command 4 here from I equals to 1. From I equals 1 to 9. 80 for J equals in this case J will be comprised of I, as you can see from here, from 1 to 9, or not comprising. The J stands for the I counter we just visualized. As you can see from here, will be in this case equals to the I plus 1 to 10. So 90, if, we just have to insert the command if, or just have to insert the conditional statement of if then. the conditional statement or the conditional, yeah, just the conditional statement. F then here will be used exactly for the list I disambiguation or the list I visualization by the following source code we're actually visualizing right now, as you can see right in front of you. The 90, if indicates the 90 step procedure, as you can see right in front of you. It denotes the if, or even pretty much stands for the if li. If the li, as you can see right in front of you, is bigger than the lj, or bigger or equal to the lj, as you can see within 130. 130, we're just gonna have to go right, we're just gonna have to jump right to the 130 step procedure, as you can see in front of you. Next j. Then we're just gonna have to conclude subsequently. 100, let g equal to li. 110, let li, let this is let command, many command, just like a read, then, for, and if then statement, conditional statement, يعني العبارة الشرطية. If then let li equal to lj, and then let lj equal to g, then 130 next j. 130 we're just gonna have to use exactly, we're just gonna have to use, or we're just gonna have to introduce our own here, or we're just gonna have to go right through, right straight forward to the 130 step procedure exactly after the verification of the 90 step procedure, because the 90 step procedure implies as well as states if the li is bigger than equal or bigger than or equal to the lj, then 130 jump right straight forward, or we go right straight forward for the 130 step procedure, as you can see for you, which pretty much indicates the next j command. بلد The followed step procedure, as you can see in front of you, indicated by the indicated by the digitalization of 140. Next I. This next I for the following step procedure. Following step procedure indicates that 160 print lx for x equal to 1 to x lx. X will be used exactly, or the term list of L, or the list term of L exactly will be used exactly in the term of x, as you can see in front of you here. Print lx entirely dot and 170 next x and 180 conclude and end. It conclude. Example for consideration, or example to be considered. Example: dim x5. Dim x5. Dimension x5. The dimension command, as you can see from this article dimension command of sign text expression given as follows. For the x5, 5 elements, or the x list of 5 elements here, dim y $4. Y at $4, as you can see, for $4. For f equal to 1 to 5, read xf. Read xf. So x 1 to 5. So f here stands for the 5, as you can see. So the x, or the x in this case will be in terms of f. Just because the f is accounting, or is a counter, as you can see for you, or even just like we said, just like we previously indicate, that the f will be counted in this case from 1 to 5. So the x in this case will be in term of f after it was in term of 5. After the x was in term of 5, we're just going to convert the x here in term of f, just because the f stands for the 5, and the f in this case by the 4 command, or f in this case indicated by the 4 command, or even compels us to take the values from 1 to 5. Read xf and next f. For z equals 1 to 4, read y as z here, y as z, or y $z will be exactly here, will be taken exactly in the term of z. The y, just in case, will be exactly in term of 4 instead of in term of z, or in term of z. Next z. Data 2670 44 minus 9. Data Ahmed, Ali, Muhammad, and Hamid. Ahmed, Ali, Muhammad, and Hamid. Print x1, print x5, x1 for the entire x list as given in or as stipulated exactly in the current example we're actually visualizing. Print x5 and print x2 plus x1 and print y $3. And repeat the process all over again, or repeat the task right all over again. And, or conclude. Output? The output will be in the following form. The formality of output will be in the following form. 298 Muhammad. Here, as you can see, we're referring here to the 4.3 arrays or matrix. It basically provides a two-dimensional list for such situations, for such conditions. It may be called as an array. General syntax is, the general syntax, dim x and m. N is the rows as well as m is the columns. N is the rows for the matrix, or n by m. M by m matrix, as you can see right before you. N is indicated right before you, as you can see right before you, right before you. The n is the number of rows, or even the amount of rows, as well as the m is the amount of columns. X is the array, the matrix name, or the matrix title. An array is just a set of numbers, or just only adjust a set of numbers, or even just a set of entire figural amounts arranged in the columns of rows, in the form of columns of rows. Exactly, as you can see right in front of you, very often, or oftenly, or occasionally, we will use a nested loop. Nested loop يعني دائرة معشعشة أو معششة, with one loop taking the computer through the columns, or even get the computer right through the columns, as well as other loop going through the rows. The structure of the array is shown as follows. يعني تركيب المصفوفة سيكون كالتالي. By the end of the process, you can see right from here the following matrix is to be input, or even to be exactly input and inserted, or even to be introduced by the Visual Basic right by the keyboard, by using the keyboard right into the computer. We're actually to deal with in the following form: 1 1 1 2 1 3 1 4 1 5 2 1 2 2 2 3 2 4 2 5 and 3 1 3 2 3 3 3 4 3 5. These are the following, or as you can see right from here, the great figures, or the great n times n figure, as you can see right from you, given just as an example here for an array about to be supplied, or array about to be feeded, or about to be feed exactly here to the computer to deal with, or about to be supplied, or even about to be introduced, or to be input to the computer to deal with, in case if we want to export, extrapolate, or in case we want to output a certain value for the any array of our choosing, any array or any matrix arranged in the form of rows and columns, to be in this form. Example: M, the 3x4 matrix, write program to find M33, M11 plus M21 and M22 plus M23 plus M24 3. All M22 plus M23 plus M24, as you can see, we're on 23. Or the program will be in the following form. For the dim, basically the dim command, or the syntax dim M34, which is going to begin, which is going to have to begin, as well as the command will be capital letter, as was the M here for the M, and the matrix array is given for the 3 4. The entire amount, or the entire figures, or the components of the array we're about to deal with here, exactly, or we're about to input or to supply to the computer or to feed the computer, will be in the following form, or will be visualized as follows: 10 6 1.5 15 2 1 99 600 and 3 5 22 by 6 89. For n equals 1 to 3. For m equals 1 to 4, and read m and m. Read m and m. For the matrix n and m, for m rows and m columns. Next m and next n at the same time. Data 10, 6, 1.5, 15. And data for the, let's just see, for the row 2, data for the row 2, 2, 1, 29, 600. And data for the row 3, 3, 5, 22.6 and 89. For the first columns, 10, 2, 3, and the 6, 1, 29, or 6, 1, 5, as well as the 1.599, 92.6, and 15, 689 for the third and the second column, respectively. As you can see, for the second and the third column, respectively. Print M33. M33 is the demand 2 here of the question, or the request 2 of the example, as stipulate as follows, or stipulate just like we said previously. Print M for 3 and 3, n 3 and columns N3 and M3, or matrix here indicated by the M, and the N indicated by 3, as well as the M is the same, indicated by 3 as well. N3, N by M, or M times M. So print M11 and plus M21. GT, in this case, will be the counter here, exactly for array calculation. M for array purpose, or for matrix purpose calculation purpose. M22 or plus M23 or plus M24 to 3. As you can see over here. Print GT. GT will be exactly a particularity to be used exactly for the third request of the example, or third stipulation of the example for the M22. For the third request of the example stipulated as the M22 plus M23 plus M24, or all to 3. All of the numerator, as you can see already, only the 3 will be in the denominator. In this case, print GT and end conclude. Example. The output in this case will be 22.6 and 12 and 233.33. Example to be considered here. Write the program using div statement to enter the following table. The following table is scheduled as follows. Let's perform elementary data processing, student name, degree, and Mohammed and Hamid and Nada. For Hamid 40, for Mohammed 40, for Hamid 90, as well as 44 here for Nada. Here is a full array component, or a full array is given actually, as you can see right from here, a full array of 5 by 5 is given, as you can see right from here. Which is going to initialize a certain component here for the entire source code about to be given, or about to be feed to the computer to deal with, exactly with the following example, which is going to have to begin. example write a program here to initialize يعني تثبيت أو لتهيئة initialize the matrix A as follows. As you can see, we're really indicated by the lecture for A11, A12, A13, A14, A15, A21, or the 4x4 matrix. As you can see, we're 4x4 matrix. As you can see, we're A21, A22, A23, A24, A25, A31, A32, A33, A34, A35. As you can see, we're so the solution will be for the following array assortment will be in the following form. 9 or will be formalized or even will be formulated as follows. The source code will be formulated as follows. يعني الشفرة البرمجية سيتم تصيغها كالتالي. Will be formulated. The source code will be formulated as follows. So the 9 rem initialize A at 1. Initialize it A at 1 as you can see. The A for the entire component is given in the following array assortment or the following array arrangements. 10 dim using the dim command. There's a dim statement here for the A35. A35 will be lies exactly here in the first or even the fifth column. Fifth column and the third row. Third row and the fifth column. This is the third row of the matrix assortment as well as this of the array assortment, and this is the fifth column of the matrix assortment or the fourth column of the matrix assortment. So in this case, where the dim statement will be used exactly here for the A35 dim equation. 20 let A. We just got to insert the command of A here. Let A equal to 1. We just got to commence with 1 and then 30 for R equal to 1 to 3, 40 for C equal to 1 to 5. 1 to 3. 1 to 5. For R equal to 1 to 3, the components, both components, or both pairs here for the A components of the matrix is given as follows. As you can see from here, for the R will be exactly used here for 1, as well as the C exactly used, the R, which is going to, R is going to commence with 1, as well as the C is going to commence with 1. Then 1 to 3, this is the X component, as you can see from here, which is going to consider and the XY here, which is going to denote to the row and M, or which is going to denote as regular as they are, as an M and M. And an M. And 3 here, R will begin with 1 till N. M value will be considered in this case as a 3, or will be taken in this case as 3. As you can see from here, the C will begin from 1 till 5. The C from 1 to 5. So the 5 in this case, as you can see, will be considered the number or even the amount of the columns. The amount of columns, which is going to have the C begin with 1 exactly to the certain amount of columns given or stipulated by the example, as you can see from you. 50 let T. T, a whole new different component here to express or in terms of R and C. R and C to calculate the 1 to 3 or to calculate the fifth and third or the fifth column and the third row of the array expression or the array assortment, as you can see from here. The array moduli. The let T in terms of RC will be given exactly equal to A. 60th step procedure or 60th step procedure in this case will be let exactly here A equals A plus 1. 70 next T, 80 next R. يعني كرر C وكرر 90 for R equal to 1 to 3, as well as here for the 100 400 the substitution is indicated for 100th or the cent يعني المئة الخطوة المئة من الإجراء من الشفرة المرجية في الشفرة البرمجية. The hundredths or even the 100th or even the tenth step procedure, as you can see, one of the steps of the source code procedure will be stipulating the following, or will be stipulating the following. For C equal to 1 to 5, the fifth column, as you can see right here. Print TCR in terms of CR, 110 print D in terms of CR, 120 next C, 130 print, and 140 next R, and then 150 conclude. The output will be in the following case, or the output box will contain, or even the output box will be in the following form. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. For the entire given, as you can see, for the entire given example, as you can see from here. Problems or even the task here for chapter 4. A print an array with 6 rows and 3 columns filled with first, or as you can see, fill them with one step alteration, as you can see from here. 2, fill addresses along the top here, top left to the bottom right, or the top right to the bottom left, diagonal of the square 7 by 7 array. As you can see from 3, fill 2 arrays. First arrays of the same dimensions with random integers, or even with assorted, other than random. Random is going to be with the drawers, or even random is going to be exactly with the drawers from the context that we're actually dealing with exactly here. Just because we have to refer to the integers as with very assorted integers, or with very arranged integers, as you can see from here. So and then print each array, then fill an array at a time here with the sums of the corresponding entries or the inputs for each array, and print the results or print the consequence. As you can see right here, this is article 5.1 indicates the array and matrix examples. 1. Write program. As you can see right here, article 1 of the article 1. Article 1, as you can see right here, write a program here to evaluate the following equation using the dim statement. The following equation indicates variable y equal to the summation moduli of the I equal to the n. As you can see right here, AI, bi cubic, AI, bi cubic. The bracketed function or the bracketed a bi up to 3, as you can see right here. A bi all up to 3, as you can see right here, or all cubic. CLS input the value of n. The value of n is, as you can see right here, will be indicated exactly for the submission moduli, the upper or even the limit of the submission moduli, as indicated right here for you by the submission moduli, by the right hand side of the question submission moduli, as stipulated or even as given in the example. And the value of n is equal to, or the bracketed, or as you can see right here, the bracketed or the double comma value of n equals the dash n. In this case, the dash n will be considered in the Visual Basic languages as n. Only, as n only. The sum equal to 2 indicated the value, as you can see right here, by the following figure. Dim an, dim bn. Bn just because, as you can see right here, a indicates what stands for a complementary component, as well as the b complementary component here for I. AI and bi all for n. N indicated the limit of the summation moduli, as you can see, or as indicated right here before you. Summation, or the limits of the submission module, is indicated right for you. For the I, submission is the counter. Here is exactly for the I, the repetition or the iteration 1 to n. The n value, as you can see for the I, indicated by the submission module, or indicated by exactly by the variable y and the left hand side of the equation, and the submission module and the right hand side of the equation, as pretty much stipulated by the question. Input the value of a. Input the value of a. You're just gonna have to go to the fragments, or we're just gonna have to go right exactly to the components or the inner components of the right hand side of the equation, all comprised by this the moduli, or all comprised by the exact same submission denotation, or the Latin denotation of the moduli, indicating the submission process is done, or even exactly performed by using the y variable in the left hand side of the equation, or exactly by using these techniques of summation. So input value b exactly here equals to the or the bracketed or the double comma value of a or equal dash ai as given, or x exactly illustrated by the following manner, exactly illustrated by the question or by the example. Allah. Better. With value b, bracket between two commas, as you can see right here, the value b equals to the dash bi, as you can see right here. The summation equal in this case to summation. The summation, as you can see right here, this is a counter by the summation module. The counter pretty much stands, or even stipulates, or implies, or pretty much indicates the corresponding summation module, as indicated right here, for limited from 1 or limited from n to 1, as you can see right here. R1 is the upper limit of this summation module ever can be. As you can see, it can be the best module, or the best module limit can ever be. Alright, I'm telling you. So sum equal to sum plus ai bi up to 3, all up to 3, as you can see right here. So the next I summation, and just like we said here, summation will commence with the following indicated value, as you can see right here, exactly in the commencement, or exactly in the beginning, as you get it right before you, extremely in the beginning of the following source code we're actually visualizing right now. So the summation, it will be in this case the counter, or the summation stands for the Latin prefix, or the Latin module sign or denotation, as indicated right here for you, limited from the n to 1, the upper value, or the upper value of limits, or the upper value of the boundary, or the limit for the summation module is indicated in the question, or given by the example, as we are speaking, or as we are visualizing right now. So the sum equals to sum plus ai plus bi up to 3, as you can see right for the next I, and print the result of the equation y for the value of y, bracket between two commas, or bracket in two commas, equal to dash sum, as well as the sum will be printed exactly here after the summation of the y, as you can see from the summation for the entire IIBI up to 3 will be subsequently, or even will be printed afterwards, after the execution of the following source code written or visualized by the Visual Basic languages applied or feed to the computer by using the keyboard input matter, or the keyboard input mean or instrument. The keyboard instrument, which is going to have to refer to the keyboard as an instrument here. Sum equal to sum plus ai by ai bi up to 3, and next I print the result of the equation y equals to, as you can see, dash sum, and conclude. the output will be, or output results and outcome, and the entire consequences will be in the following form. Outcome and the consequences will be exactly in the following form. The value of n equals to 2, the value of a equals to 4, the value of b equals to 6, and the value of a equals to 5, and the value of b equals to 9. The result of the equation entirely for the value of y, as you can see right here, by using the summation moduli equal to 72, as well as the counter summation as indicated right by the source code, or by digitalization. Digitalization as we already stipulate. 2. Write a program here to detect the maximum number, or detect the maximum amount between 10 numbers or 10 amounts in a vector and define its position, or define the entire position of this set, or the entire position of the exact same amount that we actually already indicate to. Using the div statement. Div statement says here the vector 2, 3, 5, 8, 1, 5, or minus 5, 4, 23, 60, 71, 13. CLS. The solution will begin as follows. So the solution will begin proceeding as follows. The procedure will be exactly by the following manner, or exactly by the following statement. Begin will exactly begin by the following statement. Rem maximum vector, or maximum vector defined is as their position. Dim vector 10, or vector 10 indicated as you can see right from here for the 10 set of amounts, or for the set of amount indicated or titled by the 10 as you can see right from here. The amount of vectors indicated by the 10, or titled by the 10 as you can see right from here. So the 10 will be exactly added by the source code, or even exactly supplied by the source code keyboard, instrumental keyboard. Feed mean will be in the following vector 10 title. Dim vector 10 for the segment dim here, and f. For h equal 1, 2, 10, as you can see right from here. The read vector h, then read its subsequent vector h will be considered after the vector h. Here the h exactly stands values from the 1 to 10. So the h is exactly stands for the value from 1 to 10. So indicated will be indicated by the title vector, and will be replacing the 10 will be replacing the h, as you can see right from here, right, and the eventual finalization for the source code, as you can see right from here. Finalization for the source code exactly finalized indicates the finalization, or indicates the termination, or not the termination. Exactly indicates the fulfillment, or even the validity of the source code exactly at the word conclude, or exactly at the digitalization statement of conclude. Read vector h. H is exactly 10 for the series, or even the set of amounts indicated or titled as vector 10 here from 1 to 10. So the 10 will replace the h here in any way it can. And next h. Anyway that can. Data is given exactly as stipulated in the example. 2, 3, 5, 8, 1, 5, minus 5, 4, 23, 16, 71, 13, and end. Here, as you can see right here, this is the complementary set, or the complementary steps here, exactly for the source code we're visualizing right now. The maximum value, or the max value to vector 1. Begin with 1 and position 1 exactly here to identify the commencement of the vector path that we're actually going with. For b equal to 2. In this case, 4b equals to 10. So the set exactly will move right to the subsequent step of procedure, or the subsequent amount of value here in the vector set of 10, called as vector h, or even titled as vector 10. If the vector b is bigger than or equal to the maximum value, then maximum value equal to vector b. If it's not, and if the next b, and print them in position b, and indicate and iterate all over again, and repeat the question, or repeat exactly the same task you're going through exactly all over again. And if x next b, and print maximum value its position, or maximum value dot comma maximum value dot dash counter comma the position is. Or the counter comma the position in this case will be is, or the position in this case is equal to double comma maximum value position. Maximum value and position will be printed. Maximum value dash position will be exactly printed in this case. Conclude. The conclude statement, just like we said before, the indicates or stands for the finalization of the source code, as you can see right here. Matrix and selection. 3. Write a program to define the following matrix operations, or define the following matrix tasks. A. Matrix of 2 to 2 by 2, as you can see from 2, 4, or 4, 2, 3, 5. The B equal to 1, 6, 3, 2. This is the row, and this is the row, and this is the column. Column 1, 3, column 6, 2, or the row 1, 6, and column on the row 2, 3, 2. As you can see from the C equals A plus B, F equals A minus B. CLS, rim matrix operation, rim matrix task is dim A 2 2, dim B 2 2, and data do 3 4 5, and data 1 6 3 2. As you can see for the rim B 2 2 and A 2 2. In this case, the data will be considered or as follows: 1 6 3 2 and 2 3 4 5. The data will be considered exactly here for the rows, just like we said here, 1 6 3 2, as well as the rows 2 3 4 5. The rows will be counted exactly. Will be count will be counted exactly here in this context we're actually with and to be infeeded or even to be introduced in the following visualized source code we're actually now flowing through, or we're actually now going through. Print matrix A here, print double cross, or even print counter, let's just say here counter bracket, or even counter, let's just say here the counter double comma matrix A, rim defined matrix A, and for I equals 1 to 2, for J equals 2 1 to 2, and read AJ exactly as you can see for the NM. AJ will be replaced exactly just instead of NM, or we're switching, or I and J as you can see right here, we're switching the H and NM exactly in the same manner. Print T, or print AJ, AIJ, and next J in the same manner. Rim next exactly for the this is as you can see for this source code, or literally rightwise literally provided exactly here for the source code. The source code is literally rightwise provided exactly for the matrix procedure as follows, indicated by the A title, or indicated by the determinant A equals to the 2 3 4 5, or 4 5 2 3 as you can see right as rows in a rows flow, or in a rows manner, or in a rows mode. rows mode يعني نمط الأعمدة، نمط الصفوف. Print next I. Print matrix B as you can see from here. The rim define matrix B, and for I equal to 2 or 1 to 2, for J equal 1 to 2, read Bij and print Bij exactly here for the matrix B. Next J and then complete. Print matrices addition. Matrices addition يعني جمع المصفوفات. Print matrix A C equals A plus B. For I equals to 2, for I equals 1 to 2, 1 to 2 in this case will be the 2 2, just because we're having A and B, both of them are 2 2, or both of them are N by M or A by J as stipulated exactly by the source code. We just got to stick to the source code in order to visualize the following programming tasks or programming activities as indicated right here, as stipulated exactly by the following procedures. For I equals to 1 to 2, for J equals to 1 to 2, Cij, Aij plus Bij. In this case, both matrices are combined or are submitted exactly all together by the following optimal activity procedures for the source code written as follows, or written right all over in front of you. Print C Aij. IJ. C for IJ exactly for the rows and columns, for the rows of I as well as the columns of J. Here as you can see, the C will be in this case the counter, or the C will be the combination factor. Next J and print. Next I rim. Matrices subtraction. Print matrices F equals to A and A B. For I equals to 1 to 2, for J equals to 1 to 2, and I and J exactly for the rows and columns 1 to 2, all both of them. So just because we have the A here to 2 to 2, and B have 2 to 2. We have B and A all 2 to 2 for each other. For Fij here exactly the F, the resultant of the both subtraction or the subtraction process, or the subtraction yield or the subtraction quotient of the both A and B matrices. Fij equals Aij Bij. The print Fij is exactly as a finalized resultant. Next J. Print next I. Outputs will be in the following form: matrix A 2 or 4 5 2 3, matrix B 1 6 3 2, matrix C. Matrix C is going to be like the resultant C from the combination of the both A and B matrices. It will be in the following form of 3 9 7 7, and matrix F equal to A B, the subtraction of the both. The fourth matrix states or even implies or stipulate the combination or the addition process or the addition task exactly, addition activity exactly for the both A and B tasks, or A and B given matrix by the following example as you can see right from 1 3 1 3. Four. Write the program here to array the element values of x. 12. Rearrange elements of the entire array here from the last to the beginning. Exactly. Find the transpose array يعني المصفوفة المحولة, and print أو المصفوفة المعكوسة محولة يعني محولة, and print out the new array. يعني اكتب برنامج بلغة بيسك لحساب لقراءة الأعداد للقائمة x 12 اللي حنستخدم أكيد dimension, أو نستخدم we're going to use the dim statement exactly here to be introduced exactly the source code we're about to visualize, or the source code we're about to write and supply to the computer by using the following instrumental keyboard mean. Rearrange elements يعني أعد ترتيب الأعداد حسب للمصفوفة من الأخير إلى البداية. من الأخير إلى البداية وجد مصفوفة المنقولة أو المصفوفة inverse matrix or the transpose array here, and print out the new array. واطبع المصفوفة الجديدة الناتجة. Print out the new resultant array. 10 dimension of x, 12 here. 20 for I equals 1 to 12, just because we have an x value of 12 exactly in terms of 12 elements exactly in the set of x, or in the list of x here. 12 elements stands for exactly, or it's 12 elements comprised by the list of x, as you can see right here. So are not comprised, but only stands for, or even right by, placed right by the following list of x, as you can see right here. So the list of x will be considered as follows: 20 for I 1 to 12. 3 input xi for each I, x for each I element of the set. For each I element of the set, or each I element of the menu or the list given as x here in the example, as indicated by the fourth article. 40 next I. 50 for k equals 12 to 1. Step 1. 60 a equals k to xk. 70 xk in this case will be x 13k. 80x 13k equals to a in this case. So 90 next k. 104 l I 212. 100 x is the 100 or the tenth step procedure, as you can see for you, and step procedure for the fourth article indication. 104 L or 100th step procedure for L equals 1 to 12. 110 print XL. 120 next L, and 130 conclude. Logic 5 has a basic program here to multiply the matrix AMN by the matrix multiply, and we just got to find the multiplication product or the quotient or multiplication between both matrix A and B, AMN and BLNL, as you can see right here, by the matrix BNL for the rows and columns, for the rows and columns as well, here to get the matrix DML. The resulting third matrix of the ML here actually will result exactly from the multiplication of the both matrices A and B and MN and NL, respective columns, respective rows and columns, assorted successively. 10 input M and L here, and input M and L, and will be repeated in this case as an N itself here, as you can see, or as an N himself. So we're just going to use dim statement here just because we have an array system here to deal with, or just going to have when we have an array assembly here to deal with. 2 dim AMN, DNL, and DML. 30 for I equals 1 to M, and 40 for J equals 1 to N, and 50 input AIJ. IJ here is actually replaced just instead of M, N, and L, and M, just instead will be instead of MN, as you can see, only instead of MN, just because the M here indicates, or it stands for the MN, and rows and columns stands for the array of A. 60 next IJ or next JI. The priority exactly for J other than for I. يعني الأسبقية لJ قبل I. The priority here for J is exactly very much exhibited or pretty much acquired here with respect to I, or other than the I. The article 70 or even the substitution 70 for S equals 1 to N, and 80 for P equals 1 to L, 90 input P SP, the fourth matrix. 100 next PS. 110 for I equal to 1 to M, 120 for J, in this case equals 1 to L, as you can see roughly for the L, J, 1 to L, or 1 to L, as well as the I here in this case will stand for equal to 1 to M. 130 Dij equals the indicated model, as you can see roughly here. So the Dij will be the following resulting third matrix, as you can see from the combination, or the third matrix from the quotient of multiplicating the both A and B matrices, as you can see roughly as indicated by the previously visualized example. 140 for K equal to 1 to N, 150 Dij plus IK times BKJ. So 160 next K. 170 print Dij, and 180 next J, and 190 print the entire values extracted, and 110 next I, and then homework here to be considered. The homework will be as follows. Homework: convert the following program to flowchart. يعني حول برنامج أو حول الصيغة التالية إلى مخطط انسيابي. As you can see, we're running here input x, y, n for 3 values of x, y, n. As you can see, for all 3 values of x, y, n required to be valued subsequently, or required to be valued by the following source code performance. T equal to value demands, as you can see right here, indicated before you. For I equals to 1 to n. For J or F1, in this case will be F1, or equal to 1. For J equal to 1, 2, the bracket 3 up to 1 by 2 to 3. Next J. F2 in this case will be equal to 1. Or will be equal to 1. For K equal to 1, 2, the bracket 2 up to 1 times 4 to 2. Enter, or even the intervals of F2 equal to the F2 times K. Next K, T equals T plus the triple bracketed function, or triple bracketed expression of 3, triple bracketed expression, or the triple bracketed function of 3 up to I times X. F. Double bracketed function of 12 times I times Y, F2. Next, I print the series equation here of t bracketed, the series equation, double comma series equation of t equals to the dot t. Conclude. That would in the following form. The output will be digitally in the following form, or will be digitally formalized as follows. The formality of the output will be as follows: 2, 3, 10. Series equation of t will be exactly in the amount of 175,164. This is the homework one here to be considered. Exactly will be considered totally and completely. 2. Input x n. K equals to 2. Y equals to get your mouse for y in front of you. For I equals to 2. To n. Step 2. For f1 equal to 1 in this case. For j equal to 1, 2. I plus 3. The bracketed function of I plus 3. F equal to f times j. Next, j. Y equals to y plus the bracketed function of x up to I f times 1 up to k, or k up to 1. In this case, the counter will be as follows. The counter will be coded or incremented as follows, as you can see more funny. Will be coded in the following manner, or by the following mode. S equal to y plus the bracketed x up to 2, 1, as you can see more funny. K equals to k plus 1. Next, I am print series equation of print the double comma series equation S equals to the dash x, or dot x. Conclude. That will be the following form: 320. Because we have two variables to be considered, or two variables required to be valued, 320 values resulting from the execution, or exactly from the performance, performing the activities on the entire source code is given as follows here, as a homework here, to be converted into a flowchart. Then will be converted as subsequently to a flowchart, just like we said. Series equation S equals to this case into 1,488,102. 1,488,102. Third selected output exactly will be in the following form, as well as the input will be visualized as now, or will be visualized as follows. So 3 CLS DM, or the deep statement here exactly for the iteration A 4. Matrix, we have matrix, which is going to have to use the exact same statement of DM which you already visualize. For I equal to 1 to 4, for j equal to 1 to 4, f1, for k equal to 1 to I plus j, or I times j, f equals to f times k, next a. Next k. Aij equals to f. In this case, if k or f would be considered the factorial, or even it would be considered exactly the subsequent relieved resulting matrix, or about to be resulted. Print a ij next j, and print a next I, and conclude. The output will be in the following form: 1, 2, 6, 24, and 2, 24, 7, 20, and 40,320, and 6, 728, 362,888, and 4.709,016 E plus 88, and 24, and 40,320, and 4.790,016 E point A plus 88, and 2.92,279 E plus 13. As also, this is third homework required to be converted, or exactly required to be converted into a flowchart. 4. Dim, x5, y5, and z5. As you can see more from dim, just because we have a very variables of x, y, z respectively here, with the 555 or 555 values given for each. As you can see more, you just got to use the dim statement just because we have an array system, or an array simply here to deal with. For I equals 1 to 5, input x, I, y, I, and x, I, z, z indicated z for the bracket indicated, or for z for the indicated value, as you can see right before you, equal to the indicated value, as you can see right before you. For j equal to 1 to 5, zj equal to zj1 plus xj, or the bracketed xj function plus yj up to 2. Z next j. Z equal to the z5 up to 1 to 3. Print the z, or print the double comma z, or double comma statement, or the statement of double comma z equals to the dash z, or the dot z. Conclude. The output will be as follows: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The z, or the counter z, is indicated right for you. The counter z, the counter, that z, so will be in this following form, on the following form as indicated right for you. 255. Will be given the following 255 value right before you. Right before you, يعني كأمامكم. Article 5.2 indicate the decision making, or visualizing the decision making, or call making, if then else. So the new statement here of a triple components, triple component or triple componential following statement will be exactly introduced in the following decision-making article. General form of this will be in the following form. The general form of this will be exactly visualized as follows. If condition then, statement and if. The purpose one here, way selection. يعني اختيار الطريق. If condition then, if condition, if then statement. Else, statement and if. Purpose, two-way selection. Two-way. If, then. If it's not, else. If then. If it's not, else. If then. If condition then. Statements. Else if condition then. Statements else and if. Purpose, more way selection. More than two. More than two ways selection. تم بحمد الله رب العالمين.